Before we start, please subscribe to my channel BioLustra and share this video with your seniors, family, and friends because this information can help protect their muscles, strength, and independence. Attention. Right now, about 94% of American seniors over 65 are making a dangerous mistake with their muscles every single day. You might be doing it too without knowing it, and this one mistake can slowly steal your independence, your strength, and even your ability to keep living in your own home. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes because I am going to show you 10 cheap, everyday foods that can rebuild muscle faster than eggs, even if you are in your 70 or 80. Here is what shocked me most when I looked at the latest research. Scientists studied more than 3,000 different foods to see which ones actually help seniors build muscle. In the end, only 10 foods truly stood out. Just 10. And here is the surprising part that stunned many people in the medical world. Eggs, which have been called the perfect protein for decades, did not even make the list. For almost 30 years, seniors have been told to depend on eggs to fight weakness and frailty. But new research shows that in older adults, the protein from eggs is not absorbed as well as we thought. That means your muscles are still left hungry for what they need, while the cholesterol from eggs can slowly clog your blood vessels and reduce circulation. At the same time, 10 other simple foods, cheap and easy to find at any normal grocery store, are now proving they can rebuild muscle faster than eggs, even in people well into their 70 and 80. You'll almost never hear about these foods from the medical industry, and there is a reason. The uncomfortable truth is that frail seniors mean more business. Weak older adults need more walkers, more medications, more surgeries, and more assisted living. Strong, independent seniors do not bring as much profit, but the science does not lie. And today, I am going to walk you through all 10 of these foods step by step. These 10 foods can slow down, stop, and in many cases even reverse muscle loss, helping you get back strength, stability, and independence you may have thought were gone for good. One food on this list, number 4, shocked scientists because it actually helped seniors over 75 grow new muscle fibers, something many experts used to think was impossible after age 70. Before we dive into these important discoveries, I want to ask you something personal. How old are you right now? And what is the hardest muscle problem you are facing these days? Do your legs feel so weak that standing up from your favorite chair is a struggle? Do you feel like your body takes too long to recover after simple activities like gardening or walking to the mailbox? Do you sometimes feel off balance and find yourself grabbing walls, tables, or furniture just to feel safe? Share your story in the comments below. We are not just glancing at the comments, we are actually reading and replying to them. Your story might be exactly what another senior needs to hear, so they finally decide to make a change that transforms their life. Your courage to share could become someone else's turning point. Now, let's get started with number 10, a simple, budget-friendly food that begins to repair muscle overnight faster than eggs ever could, and it is probably sitting in your fridge right now. Number 10 is cottage cheese. Cottage cheese looks plain and basic, but it is actually one of the strongest muscle repair foods you can eat in the evening. What makes cottage cheese special is its high content of casein protein. Casein is a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, little by little over several hours while you sleep. For seniors, this slow and steady supply is extremely important. Most people do not realize that muscles do most of their repair work at night while you sleep, not during the day. At night, your body goes into repair mode. While egg protein is digested and used up quickly, cottage cheese feeds your muscles gently all night long, keeping them nourished and helping them rebuild while you rest. Just 1 cup of cottage cheese gives you around 25 grams of high-quality protein, plus calcium and phosphorus to strengthen your bones and help prevent fractures, which can be life-changing in older age. Let me tell you about Helen, a 72-year-old woman from Phoenix, Arizona. She used to wake up every morning with stiff, painful legs that made getting out of bed feel like a fight. Her doctor was ready to give her pain pills, but Helen wanted to try a more natural approach first. She started eating just half a cup of cottage cheese as a small snack before bed. Within only 2 weeks, she noticed a big change. Her legs did not ache as much in the morning, and her energy lasted longer throughout the day instead of dropping after lunch. That slow, steady protein from the cottage cheese was finally giving her muscles what they had been missing every night for years. The science supports this. In one study published in the British Journal of Nutrition, older adults were followed for 6 months. Those who ate casein protein before bed had much better overnight muscle protein building compared to those who went to bed with no protein at all. In simple words, their muscles were actually repairing and getting stronger while they slept. Cottage cheese has more advantages too. It contains natural probiotics, good bacteria that help keep your gut healthy. A healthy gut helps your body absorb more nutrients from all the foods you eat, which is even more important as you age because digestion often slows down and becomes less efficient. That means cottage cheese helps you get more value out of your entire diet. On top of that, cottage cheese is very affordable, which matters a lot if you are on a fixed income. It is usually cheaper than meat. It does not need any cooking, and you can just grab it from the fridge and eat it with a spoon. All of this makes cottage cheese one of the easiest and most powerful ways to support your muscles overnight without changing your whole life. Cottage cheese also stays fresh in your refrigerator for several days, which makes it incredibly easy for seniors who do not want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen or deal with complicated recipes. Simple, effective, and budget-friendly cottage cheese proves that you do not need expensive eggs to build strength at any age. And if cottage cheese already sounds powerful to you, just wait until you hear about number 9, because this next food not only helps build muscle, it also fights the hidden inflammation that is quietly keeping millions of seniors weak and tired. Number 9 is tofu. Tofu might not sound exciting to many Americans, and I completely understand that reaction. It looks plain and simple, but do not let its soft white appearance fool you. For adults over 60, this soy-based protein is a true muscle-building powerhouse that most doctors almost never talk about. Half a cup of tofu gives you around 10 grams of high-quality complete protein, plus all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot make by itself. That is why nutrition experts call tofu a complete protein, something many plant foods cannot claim. What makes tofu especially valuable for seniors is its rich content of natural plant compounds called isoflavones. These compounds gently mimic estrogen in the body. As we age, hormone levels drop, and this decline speeds up muscle loss and weakens bones year after year. By lightly supporting hormone balance, tofu helps protect both your strength and your stability without the risks and side effects that can come with hormone replacement therapy. You can think of it as nature's softer, safer way of helping your body adjust to aging. Let me tell you about Walter, a 76-year-old retired mechanic from Cleveland, Ohio. He spent his whole life eating classic meat and potatoes meals and was very skeptical of anything that sounded like health food. But when his joint pain got so bad that he could barely work in his garage, he finally agreed to try his daughter's idea. Twice a week, he replaced his usual fried chicken or beef with simple baked tofu seasoned with the same herbs and spices he already had at home. Within just 1 month, he noticed something that surprised him. His joint pain had clearly decreased, and he had more energy for his morning walks. The clean protein and gentle anti-inflammatory effect of soy worked in his favor without the heavy feeling, cholesterol, or digestion problems that often come with greasy meats as we get older. His wife also noticed a change. Walter no longer needed his regular afternoon nap because his energy stayed more stable throughout the day. A large, careful study published in a respected nutrition journal followed older adults for 18 months and found something very important. Those who regularly included soy protein in their diets kept significantly more lean muscle mass than those who relied only on animal protein. This matters because lean muscle mass is directly connected to independence, balance, and the ability to keep living in your own home as you age. Tofu is also naturally rich in calcium and magnesium, 2 minerals that help prevent painful muscle cramps, keep bones dense and strong, and support smooth, coordinated muscle movements. Because tofu is low in calories but very filling, it helps seniors manage their weight without starving their muscles of what they need. That is especially important for older adults who want to stay at a healthy weight while still protecting every bit of muscle they have left. Another big advantage of tofu is how versatile and affordable it is. You can toss cubed tofu into a simple stir fry with frozen vegetables, bake it with basic spices, or blend soft silken tofu into a smooth, protein-rich shake. Unlike eggs, which can raise cholesterol in some seniors, tofu delivers high-quality protein without putting extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. But if tofu already sounds impressive, wait until you hear about number 8, a humble pantry food that not only helps build muscle, but also actively repairs damaged tissues faster than many expensive supplements. Number 8 is chickpeas. Chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, are one of the cheapest and most underrated muscle builders you will ever find sitting quietly in the canned food aisle. 1 cup of chickpeas gives you around 15 grams of plant-based protein plus a generous amount of complex carbohydrates that provide steady, long-lasting energy. Unlike sugary snacks and processed foods that cause quick spikes and crashes in your energy, chickpeas fuel your muscles, heart, and brain in a smooth, stable way that lasts for hours. For seniors, that balance changes everything. It means you are not only repairing and rebuilding muscle tissue, you are also powering your day with fuel that does not leave you exhausted halfway through. Let me share Evelyn's story. She is a 70-year-old retired teacher from Sacramento, California. For years, her usual lunch was simple white bread sandwiches, and she thought she was eating reasonably well. But almost every afternoon around 2 p.m., she would hit a wall of fatigue that made even small tasks feel heavy and tiring. When Evelyn swapped those white bread lunches for chickpea salads just 3 times a week, she noticed a huge change within 1 month. Her afternoon crashes disappeared. Her legs felt stronger during her evening walks, and her hands were steadier when she carried grocery bags or lifted things around her home. That steady mix of protein and fiber finally gave her body the long-lasting fuel it had been missing. The change was so clear that her neighbors started asking what she had done differently. Science strongly supports what Evelyn experienced. A detailed study in the journal Nutrients showed that diets high in legumes like chickpeas improve muscle endurance and physical performance in older adults compared to diets built mostly on refined grains and processed foods. Chickpeas are so effective because they do more than just offer protein. They also provide magnesium, zinc, and folate, 3 nutrients that help control muscle contractions, repair connective tissue, and strengthen bones from within. And unlike eggs, chickpeas also bring plenty of fiber, which supports digestion, helps control blood sugar, and keeps your energy and circulation more stable throughout the day. Chickpeas also improve digestion and help you absorb more nutrients from everything else you eat throughout the day, which is very important as we get older and the gut becomes less efficient. Their versatility and low cost make chickpeas even more valuable for seniors. You can roast them in the oven with a little olive oil and seasoning for a crunchy snack that is far healthier and more satisfying than chips. You can mash them with lemon, garlic, and olive oil into a simple homemade hummus to spread on vegetables or whole grain crackers. You can stir them into warm stews and soups that fill you up and give you long-lasting energy on cold days. Unlike many expensive meats, chickpeas are completely cholesterol-free and gentle on the stomach, even for seniors who have sensitive digestion, gas, or bloating issues that often show up with age. For just a few cents per serving, you are giving your muscles exactly what they are asking for: steady fuel for energy, nutrients for repair, and a solid foundation for lasting strength. And speaking of foods that work on many levels at once, number 7 is truly special because it supports not only your muscles, but also your nerves, making sure your body can actually use and control the strength you are building. Before we continue with this life-changing information, if you are getting real value from what you are hearing so far, please tap the like button right now. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss powerful health tips that could genuinely transform your later years. Number 7 is canned sardines. Sardines may come in a small metal can, and they might look simple, but for rebuilding muscle in seniors, they deliver a huge nutritional punch that can compete with many expensive supplements. Just one serving of canned sardines gives you more than 20 grams of complete high quality protein plus omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout your body and speed up muscle recovery after any kind of physical activity, even light housework or gardening. For adults over 60, this combo is critical because chronic inflammation is one of the silent reasons that muscle repair slows down so much with age. Most people have no idea that their bodies are fighting low-level inflammation every single day, and that hidden battle quietly drains strength and energy. Sardines also supply generous amounts of vitamin D and calcium, a powerful pair that keeps your bones dense and strong so the muscles you are working so hard to build have a solid base to attach to. Without strong bones, even good muscles cannot do their job properly. Let me tell you about Frank, a 78-year-old retired postal worker from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was very doubtful when his doctor suggested he add canned sardines to his diet twice a week. Frank had always eaten traditional meat and potatoes, and the idea of eating small fish from a can did not sound appealing at all. But his legs were aching badly after his daily gardening, and he was tired of cutting back on the activities he loved. Finally, he agreed to try sardines on whole grain crackers 2 times a week. After only 1 month, he noticed something surprising. His legs did not ache as much after working in the garden, and he had more stamina and energy on his evening walks around the neighborhood. That tiny can of fish was providing exactly the protein, omega-3 fats, and vitamins support his aging muscles had been missing. Research strongly supports Frank's experience. A large study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed seniors for 2 years and found that those who ate omega-3 rich fish like sardines had clearly higher muscle mass and stronger grip strength than those who avoided fish. Grip strength, by the way, is one of the best predictors of overall health and lifespan in older adults. Strong hands usually mean strong arms, shoulders, legs, and core. The study showed that omega-3 fats improve muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build new muscle fibers. Sardines bring even more benefits. They are very rich in vitamin B12, which supports a healthy nervous system so your muscles receive clear, strong signals from your brain when you move, turn, or try to keep your balance. As we age, B12 deficiency becomes more common and can cause weakness, unsteady walking, and that frustrating feeling that your body is not reacting the way your mind expects. Sardines help protect against that decline naturally. Here is another pleasant surprise. Sardines are one of the most affordable protein sources you can buy, costing less per gram of protein than beef, chicken, or even eggs in many stores. They need no cooking at all, and because they are shelf-stable, seniors with limited mobility or limited access to fresh food can keep several cans at home without worrying they will spoil. But if sardines seem impressive, wait until you hear about number 6, a food that strengthens not just your muscles but also the tendons and joints that allow you to move comfortably and without pain every day. Number 6 is millet. Millet might look like birdseed at first glance, and many people in America ignore it for that reason, but for seniors, it is actually a powerful muscle-supporting grain that most doctors never talk about and most people never think to try. This ancient grain is loaded with plant-based protein, magnesium, and iron, 3 key nutrients that help repair muscle tissue, improve blood flow, and help your body carry oxygen efficiently to working muscles. 1 cup of cooked millet gives you about 6 grams of complete protein, along with a slow, steady source of complex carbohydrates that keep your muscles fueled, without the sudden blood sugar spikes and crashes that leave you weak, shaky, and tired. Unlike white bread and white rice, which quickly raise blood sugar and can increase inflammation, millet digests slowly and provides stable energy for many hours. Let me share the story of Harold, an 81-year-old retired carpenter from Portland, Oregon, who made one small change that completely transformed his mornings. Harold stopped eating his usual slices of white toast at breakfast and started eating a warm bowl of millet porridge topped with a small handful of nuts and a light drizzle of honey. Within just a few weeks, he realized he was no longer crashing mid-morning. His legs felt steadier when he walked down the stairs, his knees did not ache as much when he got up from his chair, and he had enough energy left in the afternoon to work on small projects in his workshop. That one simple bowl rich in protein, minerals, and slow-burning fuel, help turn breakfast from an empty habit into a real tool for strength and stability. Within just 3 weeks, Harold noticed that his legs didn't shake or tremble as much when he stood up from his favorite armchair, and he could walk up the stairs to his bedroom with more confidence and less effort. The slow, steady energy from millet kept his muscles properly fueled and working well long after breakfast was finished. His wife saw the difference too. She said he looked more stable on his feet and wasn't reaching for furniture or walls to steady himself as often when walking around the house. That one simple breakfast change gave Harold's body the long-lasting fuel it had been missing for years. A detailed study in the Journal of Food Science and Technology found that millet-based diets helped older adults recover their muscles faster and feel less fatigue by keeping blood sugar more stable and improving the body's ability to absorb nutrients from food. This is extremely important for seniors because as we age, our bodies often become less efficient at pulling nutrients out of the foods we eat. Millet helps support and improve this process naturally. The magnesium in millet helps relax tight, cramped muscles and reduces those painful nighttime leg cramps that bother so many seniors. The iron in millet makes sure oxygen-rich blood actually reaches the muscle tissues that need to repair and rebuild. It is a powerful combination that simple eggs cannot match because eggs alone do not provide the complex carbohydrates and mineral mix that older bodies need for steady energy and proper muscle function. Millet is also naturally gluten-free, which is a big advantage for seniors with sensitive digestion, celiac disease, or other gut issues that become more common with age. It is very affordable, usually less than $2 a pound, and extremely easy to cook in any normal pot. You can turn millet into a warm, creamy porridge for breakfast, use it in homemade flatbreads, or toss it into hearty soups and stews. For just a few pennies per serving, you are getting fuel for your muscles, better balance, more stable energy, and the confidence to keep moving. And this is where things get even more exciting because number 5 is a food that does more than strengthen your muscles. It helps protect and rebuild the collagen that holds your entire body together. Number 5 is mussels. Mussels are not just a fancy restaurant dish that most people never try. They are actually one of the cheapest and most powerful muscle-building foods available to seniors, and they are far more accessible than many people think. One serving of mussels gives you more than 18 grams of complete protein along with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, and zinc. This mix works together to repair muscle tissue, reduce inflammation throughout your body, and keep your nervous system working properly so your muscles can contract with strength and coordination. What makes mussels truly special for seniors is their high content of an amino acid called taurine. Taurine has been shown in research to protect muscle tissue from age-related damage and decline. Eggs only give you basic protein, but mussels provide a full package, strong protein, helpful fats, key vitamins, and support for the connective tissues, tendons, ligaments, and joints that hold everything together. As we age, it is not just muscles we need to worry about. The weakening of joints and connective tissue is a huge part of why movement becomes painful or unstable. Let me share Clara's story. Clara is a 69-year-old retired librarian from Charleston, South Carolina. She always avoided shellfish because she thought it was hard to cook and far too expensive. But when her granddaughter convinced her to try a simple mussel stew once a week, using frozen mussels from the grocery store that cost less than $5, something amazing happened within a month. Clara noticed that her hands were not as weak when she lifted pots and pans in the kitchen, and her legs felt more steady and sure during her morning walks. Those small, humble shells were giving her muscles and joints the support they had quietly needed for years. The science behind this is very strong. Research in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that shellfish, like mussels, not only increased lean muscle mass in older adults, but also greatly improved hand grip strength, a key marker for overall health and longevity. In seniors, strong grip strength is closely linked to independence, the ability to open jars, carry groceries, move furniture, and handle the daily tasks that decide whether you can live on your own or need help. The vitamin B12 in mussels keeps your nervous system healthy, making sure the signals from your brain reach your muscles clearly and quickly. That helps prevent the frustrating feeling that your body is slow or unresponsive. The zinc in mussels supports the production of hormones like testosterone that naturally decline with age. When these hormones drop too low, muscle loss speeds up, which is why many seniors suddenly feel much weaker after 70. Here is something that might surprise you. Mussels are actually one of the most sustainable and inexpensive seafood choices you can buy. Frozen mussels are available in most supermarkets all year. They cook in just a few minutes and pair perfectly with simple ingredients like garlic, a splash of white wine or broth, and vegetables. For seniors who are fighting muscle loss and trying to stay independent, mussels are a real game changer that most people never even think about. And if mussels sound powerful, just wait until you hear about number 4. This next food is so simple and so common that most seniors walk right past it in the grocery store, not realizing it quietly repairs muscle tissue from the inside out. Number 4 is nori seaweed. Nori is those thin, dark green sheets of seaweed you often see wrapped around sushi. At first glance, they do not look like much, but they are actually a hidden powerhouse for muscle health that most Americans never consider. Each sheet of nori is packed with complete protein, iodine, magnesium, and vitamin C, giving you a concentrated burst of nutrients that eggs simply cannot match. Even though each sheet feels light as paper, it carries amino acids that help repair tiny tears in your muscles, plus strong antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, the kind of damage that speeds up muscle aging in seniors. For older adults, this can mean fewer painful muscle cramps, faster recovery after walking or gardening, and much more energy to keep doing the activities you love. Let me tell you about Robert, a 73-year-old retired electrician from Denver, Colorado. He made one very small change that made a big difference in how he felt every day. Instead of reaching for crackers to crumble into his afternoon soup, Robert started crumbling 1 or 2 roasted nori sheets over his lunch. Within 3 weeks, he noticed something surprising. The stiffness in his legs, when he stood up from his recliner, was much less, and his balance felt stronger and more secure during his evening walks around the block. That tiny change gave his muscles trace minerals and nutrients they had been missing for years without him realizing it. His wife even mentioned that he seemed to move more easily and with more confidence around the house. The science behind this is fascinating. A study in a journal called Marine Drugs showed that seaweed like nori contains special, tiny protein pieces called bioactive peptides. These have been shown to improve muscle function and reduce inflammation, especially in older adults. These peptides act differently from regular protein because they are absorbed faster and more easily by aging digestive systems, which often struggle to break down and use nutrients properly. On top of that, nori is naturally rich in taurine and omega-3 fatty acids. Together, they help muscles stay flexible and responsive and support healthy nerve function, so your muscles and nerves stay in good communication. The iodine in nori also supports your thyroid, the gland that controls your metabolism and muscle energy. When your thyroid is not working well, which is more common with age, you feel tired, weak, and unable to build or keep muscle no matter what you eat or how you exercise. One of the best things about nori is how simple and affordable it is. You can buy roasted nori packs in most grocery stores for just a few dollars, and they stay fresh in your pantry for months. You can snack on them like healthy chips, crumble them into rice or soup for extra flavor and nutrition, or wrap them around vegetables for a quick, muscle-friendly snack or light meal. Just a few sheets of nori each day can add a powerful layer of protection against muscle decline at a fraction of the cost of meat or fancy supplements. And if you think nori is impressive, get ready for number 3, a superfood that not only repairs muscle but also helps hydrate your tissues so your legs do not feel like heavy lead when you try to stand up. Number 3 is spirulina. Spirulina does not grow on farms or come from the meat section. This amazing superfood comes from blue-green algae. That might sound strange at first, but this deep green powder is actually one of the richest natural protein sources on the planet. Just 2 tablespoons of spirulina powder provide about 8 grams of complete protein. With all the essential amino acids your body needs, plus iron, B vitamins, and very powerful antioxidants like a unique compound called phycocyanin that you will not find in regular foods. For seniors in America, this means spirulina does more than build muscle. It also greatly reduces chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, 2 silent problems that slowly eat away at your strength and energy as you age, often without you knowing what is going on inside your body. Let me share Margaret's story. She is a 75-year-old retired nurse from Tampa, Florida, who started adding just 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder to her morning smoothie after reading about it in a health magazine. Before that, Margaret struggled with legs that ached during her daily walks. She would feel tired and short of breath just from climbing the stairs to her bedroom. She was honestly starting to think her active days were over. But for seniors who are losing muscle and want to stay independent, muscles are a real game changer that most people never think about. And if muscles sound powerful, wait until you see number 4. This food is so simple and common that most seniors walk right past it in the grocery store, yet it quietly repairs muscle tissue from the inside out. Number 4 is nori seaweed. Nori, those thin, dark green sheets of seaweed you may know from sushi, may not look very special at first, but it is actually a quiet powerhouse for muscle health that most Americans never add to their diet. Each sheet of nori is full of complete protein, iodine, magnesium, and vitamin C, giving a strong dose of nutrients that eggs cannot match. Even though each sheet is light and almost weightless, it contains amino acids that help repair damaged muscle fibers and strong antioxidants that fight oxidative stress, the kind of damage that speeds up muscle aging in seniors. For older adults, this can mean fewer painful muscle cramps, faster recovery after any activity, and more energy to keep walking, gardening, and doing the things you enjoy. Robert, a 73-year-old retired electrician from Denver, Colorado, made one small change that completely changed how he felt each day. Instead of using crackers in his afternoon soup, he started crumbling 1 or 2 sheets of roasted nori over his lunch. Within 3 weeks, he noticed much less stiffness in his legs when he stood up from his recliner, and his balance felt better and more stable during his evening walks around the block. That small, simple change gave his muscles the trace minerals and nutrients they had been missing for years without him knowing it. His wife also said he seemed to move with more ease and confidence around the house. The research behind this is very interesting. A study in the journal Marine Drugs showed that seaweed like nori contains bioactive peptides, tiny pieces of protein that have been shown to improve muscle function and reduce inflammation, especially in older adults. These peptides work differently from regular protein because aging digestive systems absorb them more quickly and more easily, and older bodies often have trouble breaking down and using normal protein from food. Nori is also naturally rich in taurine and omega-3 fatty acids, which work together to keep muscles flexible and responsive and to support healthy nerve function. The iodine in nori helps your thyroid work properly, and the thyroid controls your metabolism and how much energy your muscles can produce. When the thyroid is not working well, which is more common with age, you feel tired, weak, and unable to build or keep muscle no matter what you eat or how much you move. One of the best things about nori is how simple and affordable it is. You can buy roasted nori sheets in many grocery stores for just a few dollars, and they stay fresh in your pantry for months. You can eat them as a snack like light, crispy chips, crumble them into rice or soup for extra flavor and nutrition, or wrap them around vegetables for a quick, low-cost, muscle-friendly meal. Just a few sheets of nori each day add extra protection against muscle loss while costing far less than meat or supplements. And if nori seaweed sounds impressive, get ready for number 3, a superfood that does not just repair muscle, but also helps keep your tissues hydrated so your legs do not feel like heavy lead every time you stand up. Number 3 is spirulina. Spirulina does not come from a farm or the meat section. This special superfood comes from blue-green algae. Even if that sounds strange at first, this green powder is actually one of the richest natural protein sources on Earth. Just 2 tablespoons of spirulina powder give you about 8 grams of complete protein with all the essential amino acids your body needs, plus iron, B vitamins, and very strong antioxidants like phycocyanin that you do not get from other foods. For American seniors, this means spirulina does more than rebuild muscle. It also reduces chronic inflammation and oxidative stress that slowly damage your strength and energy as you age, often without you knowing what is happening inside your body. Margaret, a 75-year-old retired nurse from Tampa, Florida, started adding just 1 teaspoon of spirulina powder to her morning smoothie after reading about it in a health magazine. She had been dealing with constant aching in her legs during her daily walks and felt winded and exhausted just from climbing the stairs to her bedroom. She was beginning to worry that her active days were over, but within a short time, things began to change. Teff gives you around 10 grams of complete protein plus good amounts of iron, calcium, and important amino acids that help rebuild and protect aging muscles from getting weaker. What makes teff different from other grains is its very high amount of an amino acid called lysine. Lysine is needed for collagen production all over your body. Without enough lysine, your body cannot repair connective tissue properly, and your legs, joints, and overall stability start to get worse. This is one big reason many seniors feel not only weaker muscles, but also more joint pain, poor balance, and that fragile feeling in the whole body that seems to come slowly and then suddenly feels overwhelming. Leonard's story shows how powerful one simple change can be. Leonard is an 82-year-old retired postal worker from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He made one small change to his diet that completely changed his daily life. He switched from eating white rice with dinner to eating warm teff porridge just 3 times a week. Within 1 month, Leonard noticed his balance had clearly improved, and his legs did not feel like heavy weights when he got up from his favorite recliner to answer the door or move around his apartment. That small food change gave his aging body the missing building blocks it needed to restore both strength and stability, even at 82. An age when many people think real improvement is no longer possible. An important study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition showed that teff does not only give complete high-quality protein, it also raises hemoglobin levels in older adults. That means more oxygen is delivered to muscle tissue all over the body. For seniors, better oxygen flow means stronger, more confident steps, less tiredness during daily activities, and a much lower risk of dangerous falls that can change your life in a single moment. The calcium and magnesium in teff also help protect against painful muscle cramps and bone fractures. This makes teff a powerful triple helper for senior health. It gives fuel for energy, nutrients for muscle repair, and minerals for protection. Teff is naturally gluten-free, so it is safe and easier to digest for seniors with celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, or other stomach problems that become more common with age. It is also very flexible to use in the kitchen and cooks quickly. You can make teff into a creamy breakfast porridge, bake it into simple homemade bread, or add it to soups and stews for extra nutrition and texture. Even though it is a true superfood with an amazing nutrition profile, teff is still fairly affordable and available in many health food stores and some regular supermarkets. Compared to eggs, which only give basic protein, teff offers much more for an aging body. It supports both muscle tissue and connective tissue together, helping your body stay strong, steady, and independent even into your 80s and beyond. That is why teff stands at the top of this list as the #1 muscle-building food for seniors. It is a clear example that sometimes the smallest and simplest foods can create the biggest and most life-changing improvements in strength, balance, and independence. So now you have seen all 10 cheap and often ignored everyday foods that can rebuild muscle faster and more effectively than eggs, even if you are already in your 70s or 80s. The science is clear. Muscle loss is not something you must accept as your fate. What you choose to eat every day can either speed up that decline or help you completely turn it around. These foods show that you do not need expensive supplements, complicated meal plans, or long lists of medications to rebuild the strength and independence you thought were gone. You only need the right knowledge and the willingness to make simple changes that can transform your life. Now I want to hear from you. How old are you right now, and which of these 10 foods do you already eat regularly, or which one will you try first? Write your answer in the comments below. We read and reply to every comment. Your story and your experience might be exactly what another senior watching this video needs to hear, so they can finally move from fear and weakness to action and progress. Your courage to share could be the turning point for someone else, from weakness to strength and from dependence to independence. If this information has helped you, please press like and share this video with a friend or family member who needs stronger muscles and better balance. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, BioLustra, and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss what comes next. Because in the next video on BioLustra, I'm going to reveal 3 very common healthy breakfast foods that many seniors eat every morning, but research shows they quietly damage your muscles, increase leg cramps and numbness, and can even block your body from rebuilding new muscle. One of these foods is sitting in most kitchens right now, and you might be eating it without knowing what it is doing to your legs. You do not want to miss that. Remember, your best years are not behind you, they can still be ahead of you. With the right food and the right information, you can recover strength, energy, and independence and enjoy life more fully at any age. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward because your body is more capable and more ready to change than you might believe right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video on BioLustra